Amen.
We stand for the reading of God's Word. 1 Kings chapter 18, locate verse 16.
Amen.
When you're there, please say amen.
Amen.
1 Kings chapter 18. If you need me to wait, please say wait.
Wait.
Okay. First Kings chapter 18, verse 16 reads, So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And it came to pass when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubled Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, in that you have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Baalim. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the grove, or your Bible might say Asherah, 400, which ate at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. Lastly, and Elijah came unto all the people, and said, How long halt or will you be between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. My argument before you this afternoon is, how long? You may be seated.
Yeah.
How long? As you have read in your reading this afternoon, the writing located in 1 Kings, I would have you to know that 1 King is a book that we're reading to find out exactly the political atmosphere in which is in America today. And I will continue this argument when I come back on fourth Sunday. But today I want to ask you, one and all, how long? The story is where King Ahab is one of the evil kings of Judah. He has been pestilent to the person of Elijah. And this Elijah is none other than the great Elijah, whom God did not allow to ever experience death. There are two men in the Bible who never experienced death. Enoch is the first one named. The second one is this Elijah. He carried great clout with God, because this is the Elijah that would also tell King Ahab, just so he would understand how powerful the God is that we serve, as opposed to the God or the idol Baal, whom they worship in Judah, and many of the neighboring people gave homage unto this idol god named Baal. They worshiped Baal because they believed he was the god of weather. They believed he was the god of fertility. They believed that he was the god of fire and lightning, knowing that man, when he sees that which he cannot understand, often put a name on it. So when a tree was struck by lightning and it became ablaze, instead of understanding the principle of lightning striking wood, they gave that experience a name, i.e. Baal, the god of lightning and fire. Elijah says, enough of this. You all, enough of this. So he simply rolled upon Ahab under the wording of this Obadiah. Bible students should recognize the name of Obadiah, because Obadiah is the minor prophet, who is the smallest book in the Old Testament. So if you ever want to read a book in its completion in the Old Testament, it is the book of Obadiah, small in verses and only one chapter. This Obadiah told Elijah, now I would tell King Ahab where you are, but if you should lose or move from this vicinity, you're going to get me killed. Elijah said, no, enough is enough. I run from King Ahab no more. King Ahab needs to remember that as I told him, I would pray unto the God of all creation to let him know that let it not rain on earth. And the Bible tells us that for 3 years it rained not upon the earth because of this Elijah. Elijah had had enough and told Obadiah that let King Ahab know where he can meet me. Meet me at this great mountain known as Carmel, because enough is enough. And how long will we continue to go back and forth on who is in control? Even today in America, we are still wrestling with who is really in control. Some believe you can control the affairs of man by a vote. Some believe you can affect the issues of man by a personality. But we that are children of God has to be the voice that says, only God determines the weather. And only God determines the condition. And only God is in control of where the next 4 years would take us. How long? Elijah said. So they would meet before Mount Carmel, because at Mount Carmel, the rest of the story will give you a great event whereby the prophets of Baal, 850, against Elijah, would meet there to call down fire from the sky, with the understanding that whatever God answers the question, to bring fire down from heaven, we will serve him. And so with that being the contest later on, the contest before you're listening this afternoon, is only dealing with how long. For you see, Elijah asked the children of Israel, how long will you be between two opinions? You see, you have to know that you must have a made-up mind when it comes to the things of God. You cannot allow there to be a question that ever exists, even exists, when it comes to is God real? Is God powerful? Is God in control? Can God handle this situation? The world is now watching America, because how long do you think God was going to allow us to continue the path that we have been on? Not that any indictment goes against the president-elect. He's just a pawn being used as God uses all mankind to share where we are as a people. He's just a pawn, no different than the sitting president was there to indicate that when God says an idea whose time had come, no one can stop it. So when it's time, it will be the way God said it would. How long? How long did you think America was going to continue on the path whereby when we had the audacity to be a nation founded on Christian principles and have walked so far away from God that he can't even get our attention unless he touches our money or our possessions? How long did you expect God to sit quietly when we told him in 1962 we want no more prayer in school? How long did you think God was going to sit by idly when in 1963 we took Bible out of school? How long did you think God was going to sit by when in the 80s you took the 10 Commandments off of the walls of the institutions of higher learning? How long did you think God was going to allow you to change the natural principles of man and woman to fit your idea of you think marriage is a he and a she and a she? How long did you think God was going to sit by and let America go on as though we shot calling, when we're the youngest nation of all the nations of the 8 and 9 power callers, shot callers, because we're only 240 years old, but yet we act like we've been here forever. And I'm telling you, how long did you think God was going to sit by and let you pass government rules, one after the other, putting him further and further away from us, where we are supposed to be the nation in God we trust. But God says, I must allow you to know that just like your parents, you can be late sometime. You can be late all the time. But one of the things you must know, on one of those occasions, Mama's going to prove to you why I told you to be in the house by 10. So whether it was through the learning process of a belt or holding back something that you valued, you push Mama long enough. And Mama will let you know, boy, I gave you a command that you violated. And every time I give you an out, you seem to only increase in the disobedience until how long? Whereby enough is enough. In America now, we have 4 years coming our way where God says, I bet you I have your attention now. Yeah. Oh, I bet you I got your undivided attention now. And it's not about who is the president-elect. He's just a pawn. He's no different than the city president again, because when the idea whose time had come, it's going to be that way. God says that I want civil rights. I want you to know civil rights had to happen. God says I want women's rights. I want you to know women's rights had to happen. When God says it's time, it's time. And now it's time to shake America at its core, because America knows nothing more so of a lesson like learning when you mess with America's money, when you mess with America's product, when you mess with America's property. Now all of a sudden God has our undivided attention. Why? Because see, the thing that we must know, it is God's desire to always have a remnant of those that trust in him. It used to be America. It used to be whereby people knew that we were a nation founded upon Christian principles. But we have played the whore and have gone a whoring after other gods. And just like God told Hosea, that you know what, go marry one who is unfaithful. Go marry someone who will betray you and misuse you. Why? Because I want you to know what I feel like when you go and betray our trust with somebody else. You want to know what hurt feels like, talk to somebody that's been cheated on. You want to know what hurt is, find somebody whose trust has been destroyed. God says that you're not the America that I founded and had. You are now going by your own rules. If you think you can vote me out of America, you better ask somebody. Going. How long? How long do you think you can speed